right, Sav did it.
What's up, Cam?
Hey.
My Italian brother from another mother, man. It's good to see you again, bro.
That's it, man. Good to see you too, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Grinding. I know you out there doing your thing.
Man, I'm trying, man. I'm trying to keep my feet in motion, man. You know, slow feet don't eat. I'm just trying to keep it going.
Yeah.
Got my hands on a lot of
out there working, producing a lot. I know you've been working for a while, doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of man. Producing, podcasting, engineering, mixing, mastering, rapping. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing that for a few years. That's been pretty cool, man. That's been working out. Networking and, you know, trying to build content, man.
Okay, well, we'll get into your story a little bit and get to know you a little bit better.
For sure.
Just in case people might not know exactly where you're from, where you grew up, can you let them know a little bit about
you? Yeah, for sure. From Long Beach, California, man. Moved around a lot. Lived in all parts of L.A. Me and my moms, we bounced around a lot. My pops wasn't around. He was you know, doing long bid and time and shit, or doing time. Lived up and down the coast, man. Every state from Washington to Oregon, all the way back down to Cali. Bounced around a lot. Yeah, so shit, you know, it was just regular growing up, man. You know, some days were better than others. Some years we was struggling real hard. Some years we was just living a normal life, you know. It's not the typical, oh, my life was fucked up my whole life. You know what I'm saying? It was just, you know, regular life, man. It had its ups and downs, though.
Now, growing up in Long Beach, I believe I seen somewhere that you went to the same school as Snoop.
Yeah. Yep.
What was that like? Was it like... was it like a thing where people talked about Snoop there?
Snoop's a legend, man. I mean, you know, a lot of people went to school over there, man. And, you know, and the thing is, like, you know, someone of his caliber, he's a legend. Of course, you know, people want to talk about Snoop, you know, anywhere he goes. You feel me? And just, you know, the history and the background that he has and just, you know, for what he's done for the city alone, man, you know, that's something that doesn't fade away lightly. But, you know, Warren G, Nate Dogg, you know, I mean, Nicolas Cage, all these big names, you know what I'm saying, went to the same spot. So, you know, it's kind of like, you know, it's got its reputation for that too. It's mainly known for sports and shit too, though.
Did any of them ever come back and like say anything, do any presentations
not when
or
I
anything?
was there. I skipped school a lot though, bro. You know, I was fucking up. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really too strong in school. I was good at sports, so you know, I played football and shit. I was an inside linebacker. I got injured one time, and then you know what I'm saying, just started smoking weed and ditching class, and you know, then I fell in love with music, and so you know, that was pretty much how that happened.
Okay, so has your, you know, you say you fell in love with music, you're going to high school, and at one point you just stopped going, or?
Yeah, I just stopped fucking going, bro. I mean, I went and got my GED. I got a good enough diploma. You know what I'm saying? I had to do that, man. My mom's was on my ass, you feel me? But school just was never really my strong point. I mean, I did some, you know, community college courses later on in life and shit, but music was my passion, man. How I got into that, I had a friend, you know, he used to have turntables and shit, and his brother had like an MPC. So I used to go to his house and we would just beat on the drum pads and shit. And I fell in love with it. I was like, damn, this is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And then so eventually, you know what I'm saying, I ended up getting my first gear. You know, I'm from the analog days. You know what I'm saying? So my first piece was a DR5 drum machine. You know, you couldn't really do much with it, but it was you know, a drum machine. So you know, I got into that, started making beats. You know what I'm saying? I used to, you know, work with just like different artists around the area, people I was going to school with here and there, and just trying to get into it. But I immediately fell in love with it. And it stuck with me ever since. Like, I'm still to this day, like beats are my number one go-to. And then after that, I started growing into, you know, engineering and learning how the industry works a little bit too.
Now, learning music and doing all this stuff, did you ever have a regular job?
Yeah, well, not really, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I had one regular job, and it was at Jiffy Lube. But the only reason I had that job is because, like I said, you know, I was skipping school, I was fucking up and shit. So a stipulation of my probation was I had to have a job. So if I didn't, you know, have a job to comply with my probation, then I was gonna go to jail and all that shit. So, you know, I was already in and out, man. I got in trouble, you know, for all kinds of shit. You know, I stabbed a classmate one time and just got into fights. Just typical dumb shit, you feel me? But anyway, so I got this job at Jiffy Lube, and it's a funny story on how that actually happened. So I was going to work, you know, I was trying to do my thing, but I'd always show up late, you know what I'm saying? I'm out partying the night before or whatever, showing up late every day. Like, I already knew I was kind of on the cooker, but I was just, you know, for some reason, I've always just flirted with death. I don't know if it's the Italian in me or what, but you feel me? Like, I've always just, you know what I'm saying, played along the lines of shit. But anyway, so I went in one day, and there was this OG dude and shit. You know, he was like a smoker and shit, like a functional crackhead. You know, you could tell he smoked on his lunch break and probably after work gets really fucked up, but still shows up every day, like that guy, you feel me? So we outside, I'm holding the little Jiffy Lube sign, and he comes up to me because I showed up late that day. I was like 20 minutes late or some shit. And they had like a little meeting, you know what I'm saying, before every day or whatever, and he was like, hey man, they're gonna fire you today. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, they were talking about it before we started work. By lunchtime, you out of here. Like, they're going to hand you your walking papers and everything. And I got spooked because I'm like, oh, fuck. I already know what's going to happen. I'm going to violate my probation. I'm about to go to jail, the whole nine. So I was like, man, well, what do you think I should do? Like, I'm thinking I might just need to dip out now. And he was like, nah, just fake an injury. Fake an injury. If you pull it off, you know what I'm saying, he can't fire you and you can still collect a check. So me, I'm like, man, I'm about to get my Denzel on, you feel me? But I'm trying to find the right timing to do this shit. So I'm watching the clock the whole time. I'm like, fuck, man, lunch is right around the corner. It's probably like 30 minutes away, but I'm nervous. I'm like, fuck, how am I gonna pull this off? This old ass lady, she pulled up in her big ass Buick. You know them old folks, they be driving them big ass old boats and shit. So she pulled up and, I'm opening the door. I'm like, yeah, welcome to Jiffy Lube, blah, blah, blah. And she's walking but the way that she's walking, it's like there's already a car kind of blocking, but she's right next to me. So basically, I just faked like I slipped and just acted it out. I was like, ah! I'm playing the role as best I can, bro. And motherfuckers start rushing and shit, but it scared her more than anything. She's like, oh my God, he's hurt. And I'm just laying there, bro. I'm just faking the funk. I'm like, I can't move. I don't know, it's my back, my leg, like everything. And sure enough, bro, they called an ambulance. I just laid there and faked the funk, bro. I'm just like, please take me away, man. But anyway, they put me in the stretcher and shit. I'm just hella limp, bro. Like I can't move and shit. I'm trying to get tears out, but it's not really coming. So then I just thought about like a friend who died and then made me cry a little bit. So I was like, okay, this is kind of working. I got one tear drop out, you know what I'm saying? I get into the stretcher and shit. I'm just like kind of peeking out the side, looking at my boss, and he's just he's watching me the whole time, bro. And I know in his head, because he knows me, you can tell I'm a fuck up, you know what I'm saying? And I know in his mind, he like, this motherfucker right here. So I get up to the hospital and shit, bro. I'm just playing the role. They can't find nothing wrong with me. They're doing all these CAT scans and shit. But then they gave me some fucking Dilaudid, right? I never had this shit in my life, but I guess it's to numb pain or whatever. Man, that shit had me floating on a cloud. I'm like, yeah, that's why I can't be a drug addict. This shit's too much, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm floating on a cloud and shit, and I ended up getting out. And then I ended up actually still being able to collect a check because of the injury. So I wasn't able to get fired, and I still had to collect a check. But this was at the time I didn't have direct deposit and none of that shit. So I had to physically go in every other Friday to pick up my check. So I'm stuffing fucking socks in my shoes, trying to limp, bro. I had to borrow a crutch from somebody just to fake the funk. So I'm going in every other week whenever my paycheck is ready, grabbing my check and shit. And my boss every time, man, I'll never forget, his name was Chris, man. Fuck you, bro. But anyway, when he would hand me my check, like he would hold on to it just a little tighter. You know that tension right there? Like it's hella dramatic, bro. I'm not capping though. And then finally he would let it go. And I did that for months, bro. And then finally my probation was up and then it was good from there. But yeah, I had a couple months. It was like during the summertime too, so I was kicking it. Every check, just turning up, partying, buying Hennessy and shit. But yeah, that was my first job, man. That was my first job. And then after that, man, shit, just, little typical shit, man, running the streets and shit, hustling with homies and shit. But really the music was my passion though. So, we used to trap out of studios and shit. I used to press record for a lot of people and, just bouncing around the scene, man. You're going to meet a lot of people and shit. So, I had the pleasure of being able to, press record for a lot of big names and shit. But I was still, hustling beats off and all that. And then I met my homeboy Tijon Annex, and he was actually the one who mentored me. I mean, the dude's a goat. He's got a crazy resume as far as mixing and mastering, engineering. He actually does a lot of shit for Boosie too. But anyway, so, me and him, got into working together. We started opening up studios. We had one in Compton. It was right on Compton Avenue in Bullis, like right by the graveyard. And we were running out of that studio. We actually had to close that studio down because somebody got killed in front of the building and shit. And that was a fucked up story because I had like this lady and her daughter. Her daughter was like a singer and shit. And they came over to the studio that night. And then we ended up being stuck until like the morning because, forensic was there and shit. So yeah, I mean, bro, I've been grinding, man. I've been grinding, bro.
Okay, so you were in LA doing all this, and that's kind of where you kind of got your start off?
Yeah, for sure.
And at one point you ended up moving to the Inland Empire?
Yeah, that was way later on. That was actually just a few years ago. Just a backstory a little bit. So around the same time, when me and my boys, we were running, my boy V Dollars and Tijon Annex, shout out to my team, we were running the studio out of Compton. We were working with an old film and music production company at the time. And we ended up having a falling out with them just over some business shit. But we were running the studio in Compton, and then I had the idea. I'm like, well, man, a lot of other clients don't want to come to our studio because it's in the hood. So I'm like, we need to go to the Valley. So we actually ended up opening a studio in Burbank, and that ended up being our hub. Crazy part was around this same time, I'm literally just living off of music at the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hustling. I'm not doing nothing illegal. I'm just, grinding. So I'm only barely getting by. So I ended up losing my pad in Long Beach, ended up being homeless and living in the fucking studio. And the only way we take showers, you know what I'm saying? I got a gym membership just so I could hit the showers and shit. Thugging it out though, you feel me, for this music shit. But anyway, so while we was up there, before the Compton one got shut down, I got this idea. I'm like, we need to hire interns, have interns go run these sessions so that we can just come and collect the bread and just work out of the main one in Burbank. So what I did is I went down to El Camino College. I talked to the music supervisor over there, got some recording interns, some people who were in their music program to come engineer the sessions. So they're pretty much just getting all the bread, and all we got to do is go pick it up, and I just sign off and get them their little credits and shit. So that was working for a cool little minute too. But then we were up in Burbank getting it in. We was out there for a cool minute. That was actually when, I really started, networking a little more, started getting behind the mic a little more. And then after that, I was working on reality TV shows with like my homegirl Tiffany, New York Parlor. And just, staying tapped in, man, moving around the industry, working with a lot of different people. And then later on, a few years ago, that's when I actually came out to the Inland Empire.
What was it like working with Tiffany, New York Parlor?
Tiffany's dope, man. She's man, that's my sis, man. I love her to death. It was great, man. I worked on a lot of reality shows with her. I'm sure anybody watching can probably look up some of the reality shows that she's done, and I've been with her. Next 15, botched a lot of other shit. But it was dope because she's a real professional, man. I mean, when them cameras come on, she knows what to do. She knows how to get ratings, you know what I'm saying? So, but the dope thing about working with Tiff is, she used to always plug me in with like music supervisors, people at the different networks and shit like that. And by building those relationships, that's how I really started getting into, getting placements on TV shows and things like that too. And that actually upped my bag because it opened my mind a little bit too. I'm like, damn, okay, well, you don't have to have a top 40 to make money off this shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're getting placements and, doing things like on TV shows and even small budget movies, you can still get a bag too. So she really opened my eyes to that. And it was great working with her, man. Tiff's the shit, man. I love her to death. You should get her on the show.
I've never really watched too much TV or reality TV or anything. So I don't know too much about like that lane.
The reality world and shit. I was new to it too. And I'm telling you, man, the craziest shit is like them fucking cameramen, they are running it all times. Like, you gotta watch what you say. The whole shit. Cause like when you're mic'd up, you feel me? Like, they're following you everywhere. Literally everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of teaches you, like, well, it taught me just a little self-discipline, because I'm an ignorant motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I like to talk shit. You know what I mean? And I'm very opinionated about shit too. So, taught me to just tone it down a little bit, try to stay professional, you know what I'm saying? But it was fun, man. Being on TV with her was cool. But really, it just opened up a lot of doors, man. And I can't do nothing but, tip my hat to Tiff for, giving me that opportunity.
Oh, you were on TV?
Yeah, I was on a few shows with her. Next 15, botched, few VH1 shows she's done. Nothing major, I'm just there with her, I'm taking Tiff around, you know what I'm saying, supporting her, all that. Security or whatever the fact, but she was just that type of person where it's like, hey, I'm shooting a reality show today. Come on, bro, come get on. You signed the little papers or whatever, and we on camera with her. She just had that niche with her too, you know what I'm saying, to help people out, give people their shine.
I've seen that you've had a few TV placements. Now, that can be pretty hard for producers or for rappers or, for people doing music to get into. How would you advise anybody who's trying to do that to actually get in on stuff like that?
It's very hard, man. And even to this day, I've been very fortunate. But it's like I tell everybody, man, it's almost like playing the lottery. So the way it works, man, well, it's the relationships you build is everything. It's not what you know, it's who you know. You know what I'm saying? So you have to network with the right people to get into these circles. But what I figured out early on with the TV placements, the way it works is they have this audio pool, right? So basically, you can't submit unlicensed music. So it has to be licensed music. For me, I do it through my parent company, which is Empire, under VST Music Group. So we submit that way. And the way that it works is once your music is submitted into this audio pool, it literally boils down to the editors. So whenever they're editing, they have like different categories. So, a happy category, a sad category, hip hop, a rock, angry, upset, all these different categories. So whenever they're editing these different scenes, they're going through these slews of music. And if your music is already in that audio pool, that's how you get randomly selected. And then once you're selected, they have all your publishing information, your contact information, and then they usually will reach out to you. So typically they'll offer you like a buyout. So for example, if it's like a reality show, they'll say, okay, we'll pay you $20,000 for this flat. This is for your placement on this, blah, blah, blah. Or you can take a couple points, which is a percentage, royalties basically. You can take that in a smaller upfront, an upfront advance, or you can take strictly the royalties. So it just kind of depends on you. You know what I'm saying? So one placement I had was a Doritos commercial one time, but I knew it was only going to run for 3 months. So it really didn't make sense for me to collect royalties on the back end. It made more sense just to take the buyout, and the buyout was 25 grand. So it's like 25 grand for 3 months. They're going to stop running in 3. I'm not going to get no royalties off of it. You know what I'm saying? So that makes sense versus like if you're doing a reality show where it's going to, get picked up, possibly have, reruns, get picked up by, other networks and streaming services. That's when you might want to take a smaller buyout or no buyout and just collect on the royalties. So one show in particular that me and my team just did was Temptation Island on the USA Network. So we just did all of season 3. I actually flew out to Hawaii. We went out to Hawaii last year. And went and met up with the cast and the whole team and shit, so that was pretty dope. But pretty much did, I don't know, like 80-90% of like season 2, a few episodes on season 1, and then pretty much all of season 3, and they're about to start shooting, I think, season 4 next. So that was a dope, dope come up right there. But yeah, even then, just taking the royalties off of it, even if it's just a little bit here and there, But the easiest way for anybody to get into that is just, you know what I'm saying, submit your music to different networks, But you have to know a music supervisor, and the best way to do that is to get out and just, meet people. Your network is your net worth, you know what I mean?
I hear you, man. That's definitely fact. The more people you know, the more opportunities that you have.
Right.
The more you're just gonna get out there.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's
that too, Cam. Like, you built a successful platform, bro, and you know what I'm saying. That it didn't just come to you. You had to get out there and get it, right?
Yeah, for
you know
sure.
what I'm saying. And look at what you've done now. You know what I'm saying. Big dog in the sea. You know what I'm saying. I'm trying to be like you, Cam. Yeah, but you got to get out there. You got to get out there and do it, man. I advise anybody, producers, whatever, go for it. I haven't had a top 40 record yet, but it's fine. I believe it'll come. I work with a lot of artists and shit, but at the end of the day, you can still make a ton of money in this shit, just being under the radar too.
So you moved from LA, you moved to IE.
Moved to the IE
a few years ago.
Yes, sir.
And what made you move out here?
Cost of living, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was living in Long Beach at the time. I was living right by the Pike and shit. And I got kids now, you know what I'm saying? So my daughter was really young. And, just coming out in the parking garage and there's bums out there. This one time this bum, like, you know what I'm saying, was like taking a piss and shit, like right where my daughter could have seen it, just kind of bothered me. And then if you know anything about Long Beach, there's no fucking parking, period. So it's like, even where I was staying at, I only had a couple designated slots. I had a few cars. So like, one car, if I'm not back home by a certain time, man, I'm walking half a block, and God forbid I got groceries. You know what I'm saying? So just to come out this way, it was better cost of living. At the time, I know it's like now everything in California is going up. So, I ended up getting a way bigger house with way more bang for my buck. So that was pretty much the main reason for that. And the crazy thing is, when I came out here, I didn't really know anybody. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, fuck, I'm like, I'm already scheduling like sessions and shit to, commute back and forth to LA and, in the city and shit, because that's where my bread and butter is. But over time, I built a great clientele list out in the IE, man. I'm a real big part of the new IE movement, and it feels great, man. It feels great to be a part of something that's, in its stages of blowing up.
And at one point you meet Doggystyle.
One point I met Doggystyle. Funny story about that is the first artist I ever worked with in the IE was Doggystyle. And it's the story behind that is funny because, like I said, I was fresh out here. I used to make a lot of G-Funk beats. I still do, what I'm saying? West Coast shit is in my blood, man. So I made a lot of G-Funk beats and shit. But, a lot of people at the time were like, there was a lot of trap going on, a lot of this, and I could do that too. But a lot of people used to shit like, oh, man, don't nobody want to hear that grandpa rap and shit. And I'm like, fuck you, West Coast till I die, you know what I mean? But anyway, a boy of mine had hit me. He was like, hey, man, you out in the IE? Check out this fool Doggystyle. Like, he really do real West Coast music and shit. Now, I had heard his name buzz just a little bit, you feel me? Because he works with this videographer, my boy Voice Too Hard. Shout out to Voice Too Hard. Shot a bunch of my videos too. So I was already kind of a little familiar with him, but once I figured out, I heard the sound and shit, I'm like, oh yeah, this dude's dope. So, me, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna tap in. So I hit him up. I'm like, what's up with the feature? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? He was like, man, I'm all for it, this, that, and the third. He was like, send me the song. I was like, no, I ain't finna send you shit. So I actually pulled up on him. I was like, you gotta hear this shit in person. Like, I'm just that kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? So I pulled up on him, and I think even at the time, he probably thought I was still living in the city or something. So he had to have been tripping. I'm gonna ask him this shit too. But I pulled up on him all the way in the Dino, and I slid up on him. I had some beat in my car and all this shit, and I was like, look, sit in the car, press play. I want you to hear it like that. And it was the beat and the hook to On Site, which was the first record that we did. And my homegirl Hooksta, she was on the hook. She was on the hook singing and all that shit. You got me fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But he heard it. He was like, man, I'm on this shit. We laid it. He came to my studio. We laid it. And then ever since then, man, we just been real tight. And that was actually the first video I ever shot with Voice Too Hard, too. And we killed that shit. Man, that shit went crazy up. And we actually got to perform it, I think about a month ago in Santa Ana, man. Crowd went crazy. It was dope. He had a packed show down there. It was lit. But we've been homies ever since, man. That's my dog, you know what I'm saying? We work on a lot of music together. I mix and master a lot of his shit. I'm actually supposed to see that fool tomorrow. I think I was supposed to see him today. Something might have came up. But yeah, we still work together all the time, building all the time, you know what I'm saying? I mean, his daughter played with my daughter, you feel me? It's like a family thing. That's my guy.
Well, that's what's up, man. Well, I know you mentioned networking and being around and meeting a lot of people and going a lot of places. Is there any particular stories that you have from being backstage or video shoots that you could share?
Oh, dog, I got so many stories. A lot I can't even say on camera. I can tell you one. I can tell you a few stories. I'll tell you one real quick. The Game, man. Shout out to The Game. I was at the Or Not video shoot. Lit ass video. If you look on the video, you'll see my ass in there. You know what I'm saying? With a little fly ass fucking hoodie hat on. At least I thought it was fly at the time. I think I got it to Slauson. It was fly though. No, it was fly. But anyway, we're there, and we're in the dressing room and shit. You know, Game's a superstar. You know what I'm saying? So when he come do a video shoot, it's not like, you know what I'm saying, me pulling up with you know what I'm saying, 1 or 2 fits. Like, he come with fucking a wardrobe, you know what I'm saying, to choose from. So he must have had like 80, 90 hats on the table. He got jerseys, shoes galore. I mean, his shit was, you know, decked out. I was actually talking to him because he was doing his Frog All-Stars basketball shit, like the kids basketball thing, and we were just chopping it up about that. I'm not gonna say who it was, but there was somebody in the room, bro, and they were trying on his hats. You know what I'm saying? The person's a little, you know, got a name for himself, so I'm not gonna throw him under the bus, but he was trying on hats and shit. And Game saw that shit, and he goes, "Hey, homie, hey, what the fuck you think you doing?" Right? And I'm like, I was tripping. I didn't know who he was yelling at. You feel me? But if you know Game, bro, he's a big guy. You know what I'm saying? So, and his voice, you know what I'm saying? You can hear his voice down the hallway, man. But anyway, he starts yelling at this fool, and the dude was just trying on his hats. He's like, "What the fuck you doing trying on my hats?" He's like, "Oh, I was just trying them on." You know, he was like, man, I got that hat with my son at Legoland. That was my son's hat at Legoland. Man, what you doing trying on my hats? And dude was like kind of shook, like, you feel me? He's like, "Oh, I'll put it back." He's like, no, you can keep that shit now. You can keep that shit. You want to go with me to Legoland next time?" Some shit he said, bro. But he got on dude's helmet over that shit. I was laughing like a motherfucker because I'm like, but I mean, I don't know who would just do that though. Would you just start trying on hats?
No.
I mean, that's just not me, bro. You feel me? I don't know, but yeah, he went big on him. You feel me? But yeah, I mean, the video shoot was lit though. Too Short was there. Eric Bellinger, AV. You know, it was a lit ass video. I seen Wack there. I think I gave Wack a beat, flash drive of beats on it and shit. He never called me, but it's all good. But yeah, that was one story. I remember another time, man. I went to a big, because I've been to a lot of parties and shit too. You know, you just networking with people. You feel me? I've seen a lot of crazy shit too. But I remember going to one party, man. It was a mansion party. It was like a Father's Day. It was like a Father's Day party. And I'm not gonna say whose party it was, but I'm there with one of my homies and shit, man. We drinking. There's women everywhere. You know what I'm saying? We turning up. We partying. Big old. I think the lady or whoever owned the house they used to shoot porn in. They used to shoot a ton of porn in this house. So like, I mean, they had like this fucking like device in the living room like for women to get in. I don't know. It was some wild shit, right? Party was lit as fuck though. DJ, everything. So anyway, we getting real toasty and shit, and I'm with my homeboy, and the host of the party is walking by. He's real drunk, but he's a very famous guy. You know what I'm saying? He's real tipsy and shit, and I don't know what corresponded to where my homeboy's foot was in his path of travel, but the host tripped over his shoe, spilled cognac all over his chest, fell on the ground, but it was like a tile floor or some shit. It just slid under the DJ booth, and all I seen was his legs sticking out like the Wicked Witch of the West, dog. You know what I'm saying? With some gaiters on, you know what I mean? And you just see his feet going like that, bro. And I'm like, oh fuck. But you know, security started tripping shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like, who the fuck pushed him? Woo, 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 woo. I'm like, man, we need to get the fuck up out of here, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? This could end up bad. You feel me? But other than that, you know what I mean? I don't even think they you know assumed it was, you know, anyone who I was with, even though it was, because I saw it go down. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, bro, I've seen all kinds of shit, man. I've seen motherfuckers pass out in the booth, you know, all kinds of shit like that. It's crazy, man. The industry is a trip, bro. The industry is a trip.
That's funny, man. Okay, I believe you have a video that hit over 1 million views.
Yeah, the winning video, man. Yeah, that was crazy, bro. Yeah, it was my first milli, man. You know, as a rapper and shit, I produced the record. You know, wrote it, all that. I actually recorded it a year. I actually did that song in 2020. It was on my second album, Made. And I did the song. A year later, shot the video. And then a year later now, it hit 1 million views. Shot by Voice Too Hard. Shout out to Voice Too Hard. That's my guy, man. He been killing it on the videos, man. Between him and my boy V Dollars, they shoot pretty much most of my videos. But yeah, you know, he killed his thing. We had rented out a little mansion and shit in Marina Del Rey. Had some females come through. We turned up. And yeah, man, it hit 1 million views. I think it's like 1.1, almost 1.2 now. In a month. Well, it went up almost 100K in like a month. But it feels good though, man. But you know, and my homie asked me the other day, he's like, you know, how's it make you feel? I mean, but shit, it makes me feel like I just need to work harder, man.
No, that's what's
What
up.
was it like when you hit your first 1 million views on your channel? Did it make you feel like you need to work harder?
Shit, man. I mean, the interviews.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good feeling, but it's like you know, I don't know. I set my expectations high. I'm happy I achieved that. You feel me? Especially since I never really cared to be a rapper anyway. So the fact that, you know, people fuck with my music, you know, it's a blessing. But I'm like, shit, if I can do that, I can do 10. I just need to get my shit together.
That's it, man. Well, you have a new album coming out.
Yeah, I do. I'm actually working on a new project now. I've just put out West Coast Copper Volume 1 and 2. It's all West Coast shit. It's like some nostalgic West Coast shit I always wanted to do. I've been lagging on the videos just because I've been tied up in a lot of other, business. My money's been tied up in other shit, so I've just been kind of lagging on the visual aspect of that. But, me and Voice got some shit we're going to do. My boy V-Dollar, so we're going to shoot some videos soon. But this new project I'm working on, I'm actually tapping in with other producers. So, I'm going to get my boy Ace Beats on it. He does a lot of doggy style shit, a lot of big names. My boy Critical over at Crime Family. I got my boy Crack Baby Joe, you know what I'm saying? It's this new producer coming up. He does a lot of Evil shit. Evil's new video, he did that. So we're tapped in. But yeah, so I'm gonna have other producers coming. I'm just kind of gonna sit back a little bit and just, take the writer's drive a little bit, not think so much on the mixing and mastering, because I'm always hands-on with everything I do. So I don't have a title for the project yet, but it's coming, man. I think it'll be a different sound, something different than I've ever done.
I believe you got a podcast and you do some interviews.
Yeah, I do.
There.
Podcasting's dope, bro. So I got into that. I've only been podcasting for about 7 months. No, thanks for asking about that, Kim. I like doing it, man. It's a natural thing. You feel me? What my whole aspect on doing it was, I'm Italian, bro. I talk shit, and I just like to have conversations. You know what I'm saying? But also, I wanted to create a platform where it wouldn't be like, I don't gangbang, bro. I'm not a part of no organization, no shit like that. So it's like I don't want to talk about like politics and things like that. I just want to talk about music and just interesting topics, you know what I'm saying? So just the other day, I had a multi-millionaire who came on the show. He'd been self-employed for over 40 years and was just telling me like all these different ways of creating businesses and being successful. So that was dope. And of course, I interview artists. I'm trying to get that Capone interview, but his manager said he's not doing them right now. So hopefully he'll get back to me, bro. You feel me? But I like podcasting, man. It's cool, man. I'm trying to take it to the moon. I'm a hustler, bro. So I'm always trying to keep my hands in something. You feel me?
Yeah, I hear you. That's what's up, man. So is there any artists you're working with or anybody else you're working with
right now, working with, my boy Young Evil, YG Dreams, my boy Play DeVille, my homie Lil GC. We put out some shit with him. He's part of my team. Of course, V-Dollars, Commerce. A lot of people, man. I'm always keeping my hand in the streets. My boy Shady G. Shout out to Shady G. He's actually the reason I met Evil. And then YG Dreams is the reason I met him. So it's crazy just how the network is, man. Me and Dogg are still working on a lot of shit. Yeah, man, I'm keeping my ear to the streets, bro, and just anybody who's down to work, I'm down to work with them. You know what I'm saying?
You mentioned Young Evil.
Young Evil, yes sir.
Up and coming artist out of Colton.
He's killing it, man. The King of Colton, man. That's my dog right there.
Yeah, how'd you guys? I mean, what are you guys working on?
Well, shit. So me and Evil, we met at my studio. I think the first time he ever got in the booth was at my studio. And shout out to Shady G. Shady G brought him through. Cool motherfucker, man. I'm really big on vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like if I pick up on your vibe right away and we cool, we mesh and shit, we do good business. It's all to go from there. And the thing is with me too, Kim, like I'm a businessman, bro. So I figure like if we can do good business, we can have a great friendship too. You know what I'm saying? I believe that's just like one of the most important factors of building a friendship is trust, and trust comes with business, But anyway, so me and Evil, we started off doing real good business together. And then we put out pretty much everything he's released. I've done either the mixing or mastering, or I produced them. So we did a song called Hop Out. I produced it. I'm actually featured on it too. Numbers started going crazy. So he was just doing a lot of singles, but now I think we're actually like narrowing down and working on a solid project. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking probably like an EP. I'll let him tell you the details on that. You know what I mean? But we're definitely working on this full-length project for him too. He's got a fan base too, man. They're tapped in.
Well, that's what's up.
He's fun
man.
to work with though. That's my guy, man. You know what I mean? He ain't no straggler when it comes to the music shit. Like when he come to get work done and we knock it out.
That's what's up. I believe you're working with Lupe?
Yeah, Lupe. That's my dog, man. Shout out to Lupe. Hit your Lupe. I don't know how she do it, but something like that. I'm probably throwing up the wrong shit anyway. I told her that too. I'm like, I don't want to get caught in public doing that. I'll be throwing up the wrong shit and look stupid as fuck. Yeah, I'm working with Lupe. What's funny about that is she came on my podcast. Completely, I would say by coincidence, but she always corrects me. She said it's God. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that's what's up. But she came on my podcast. We hit it off. She networks with a lot of different artists. So I started producing for a whole bunch of the artists she works with, sending out beat packs. A lot of them were fucking with it. And then she came to me and she was like, Sav, I want to work on an album. But I was already kind of fucking with her. Like, when she first came on, like, you should do it like a project. Like, I'll help her do it. You know what I mean? But she hit me recently and she was like, man, I really want to do this shit. Let's do it. She got Corrupt on board and, some other people too. I can't mention yet, but, and I'm on there too. You know what I'm saying? So we got a song together. It's like, and it's lit too. Like the shit is hard, but it's fun, man. Yeah. So Lupe's working on some shit. She'll be back in my studio this week. I think the last time we cut like 7 records. 7 records in like probably like 8 hours maybe. Yeah. But she's ready. She's going for it. I mean, she's learning, you know what I'm saying? But she's Lupe. You've interviewed her. She's fucking, she's a bundle of joy, man. She's great, man. She's fun.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, I thought we'd get into a couple current events.
Okay, let's talk
See
about
what's going on, man. Well, I think some of the big news lately that's been coming out is that really rich people and a lot of famous rappers like Jay-Z, Kanye West
got their PPPs forgiven.
Got their PPP loans.
That shit's crazy.
And got them forgiven. I mean, some of these numbers are crazy, man. Kanye West got over 2 million. Jay-Z got over 2 million. Diddy got almost 2 million. Jared Kushner's even on there. Khloe Kardashian.
I mean, but these people already have
Tom
money,
Brady.
bro. Like, they have money. I mean, I get it. I get the stipulation because it's the Paycheck Protection Program and they have that. But were they really affected by it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm not a hater by any means, but I'm like, that's a lot of money too, bro. You feel me? And I mean, and the funny thing is they're cracking down on the motherfuckers who were doing it illegally or whatever they were doing. You feel me? Like, and then Biden, I think he just extended that shit like 10 years to catch people who were doing the illegal PPP shit. So I hope motherfuckers cross their T's and dot their I's because them motherfuckers are serious about that. But I don't know, bro. I think, I mean, if it made sense in their business, I guess do your thing. There's loopholes in the system everywhere, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Trump's been a fucking prime example of that, you know what I'm saying, with his tax returns and shit, you feel me? So, I mean, go for it, dog. If you can pull it off, go for it, you know what I'm saying? I'm all like, fuck the machine, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, but it's just crazy because there's a lot of people who probably did need that money too, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of people whose businesses were probably really struggling and maybe couldn't get it, but then Jay-Z, who's worth, $1 billion, or Kanye, like, they're able to write off a couple million, I mean... Shit, more power to you. Shit, I wish it was me, though.
Yeah, that was crazy. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, bro. That's a lot of money, man. You think about it. I mean, $1 million these days, it ain't a lot, but when you already got it, though, like, I think it's just being greedy at some point, too. I mean, it's just like the people, when the Mega Millions was at, like, $1 billion, all these rich people going and buying all these tickets, like, come on, bro. Like, leave something for the fucking bottom people, you know what I'm saying? Like, I bought into that shit, but I wasn't going to spend a rack on it, you know what I mean? But I probably spent maybe 100, 200 hoping that it was going to change my life. But you see people like DJ Khaled up here fanning fucking fanning lottery tickets and shit. Like, I don't know. I think that's kind of bullshit when you already got it. You feel me? In my opinion, I think like, bro, there's people out here who could really, really use that winning, you know what I'm saying? And let the people have a chance, man. You rich. You know what I'm saying? If I'm already on and popping, bro, I mean, I'm going to try to give people opportunities and shit, but I'm not going to be greedy, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think at some point it's like, they never win anyway, right? How many times have the motherfuckers done that shit? They got all the money in the world and they go spend $100,000 on lottery tickets and it's just an L.
And then it'd be one person who just bought one ticket.
One fucking ticket. It's usually somebody old, somebody with a disability, something. Like, I think the winner was like in Illinois or some shit. I don't know if they claimed it or not, though.
Oh, wow.
But that's fucking crazy. To win that kind of money that fast, I don't know I kind of know what I would do. I'd get on a jet, bro. I'd get the fuck out of here for a minute. For sure. For sure. But I think some people are just greedy, bro. Some people are just greedy. At the end of the day, it's like, you know what I mean? You could have left something for somebody else, but hey, they didn't win anyway, so, joke's on them. Shout out to Khaled. We the best.
Yeah, that's what's up.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me see. Anything else come to mind?
Oh shit, man. Your interview with Orlando's going up, man. I've been around with Orlando a few times. Shout out to Orlando.
Okay.
Yeah, I met Orlando. What the fuck was it? I met him on a few film sets. I know the last time I seen Orlando, and it's crazy because when I see all the viral shit, like that's not the Orlando I know. You know what I'm saying? Like I know a lot of people will probably get on here and be like, oh, I saw him do this, I saw him do that. I never saw Orlando do anything outside of the norm. I saw him. It was a movie called American Hustle. It was with Cat Williams. I think Lunel was in it. Shout out to Lunel. I love Lunel. Such a sweetheart. But anyway, I think we was on set for that, and I think he was in the process of doing like a multi-film deal. He had a party up at his house on Mulholland. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Orlando, man. I wish him success, man. I hate seeing him get beat down on the internet, but he's a character though.
Yeah, he's definitely having fun with it, man.
Yeah, as he should, though. I
don't think people should take him too serious on the internet.
Yeah.
It was just pretty funny.
Hey, let him live his life, man. Let him live his life. Yeah, man. Just feet on the ground, Cam. Just trying to grind it out, bro. Staying busy, man. I'm grateful for the opportunity, bro. You let me come through, man. And, man, I got so much more shit coming the way, man. Can't wait for you to see what else we got, brother.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I look forward to it, man.
Thank you so much, man. Well, shit, we gotta get back in, get back in on the grind, man.
Yeah, Definitely, man. You know, I'm looking forward to hearing and seeing what you guys got coming in the future.
Yeah, man. Me and Dogg got a lot of shit coming. We got a show coming up on Tuesday. I know this will already be out by then. Or this will be out, or we'll already done the show before then. But yeah, man, if you're not doing that, man, come check out the show. It's gonna be in Upland. We're gonna turn it up, man. I think Blueface gonna be there too. It's gonna be lit.
Okay, I'll see if I can make it out there.
That's
for
right,
sure.
brother. You already know, open invite, brother. Come by the studio soon too, man.
Yeah, I gotta make it out there.
Hey, thanks, Cam. Appreciate you having me on, brother.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate you, brother.